Howdy, I'm Grey Pilgrim. Well, as you folks know, I'm a collector of many things. It's in my nature to collect. Well, one thing I like to collect are what I used to call dance hall girl guns, what are commonly now called mouse guns. And it's like this. These are mouse guns. Matter of fact, this particular one is the very first one. This is a Smith & Wesson Series 1 Type 2. And it's got a few issues with it, but it works. This and this are in 22 short. This is 22 short. And this section right here, from there over, those are black powder shorts. These things shoot black powder only. I like the looks of them. I have a few of them up here, have some more in the house. It's just something I enjoy collecting. I found a source on many of them, and I followed up on it because, you can read up on them and find out interesting facts. Well, small guns like that became very, very popular with, dance hall girls would keep them in their garter, for instance, but other folks would carry them too. And to this day, small guns became very, very popular. Heck, I carry a North American Arms mini revolver in 22 Magnum. It's my backup gun. Actually, when I'm around the house, that's my main gun. But if I go out dressed socially, that's my backup gun. And it rides in a Leatherman holster on my belt. And it's always there when you need it. I've been armed in one way or another for 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, a long time. Anyway, other guns I have had include, this is a little Beretta. This is in 22 long rifle, but it has the traditional Beretta pop-up barrel on it, so it's easy to load. I first gave this to my sister as a repel borders sort of weapon, but decided, well, in unskilled hands, this is not the best tool. So I gave her my other 38 Trooper Special. It's the gun that cops used to carry around in the 1950s. And she does pretty well with it, so that's what's probably in her nightstand table right now, I'm guessing. But anyway, I have quite a number of 22 shorts, not just these, I have others. But the reason I'm mentioning this is that I just bought another gun. This one is a little different. It's not a Beretta like that. It's not something modern like this. This is an Astra 200. Now, who is Astra, you may ask? A 202. This is a 202. It's their model number for it. Well, Astra is an interesting company. They were originally developed as a conglomerate of gunsmiths in the Ibarra area who got together in Spain and made a corporation. And the reason was they got a government contract to make this, the Astra 400, a 9mm Largo. This was the standard military pistol of the Spanish Army through the Spanish Civil War and up until recently. It's a very powerful pistol. Unfortunately, it's a little more powerful than 9mm, yet it's a blowback, and it is brutal to shoot. And it takes a lot of strength to really hold on to this thing. But in the meantime, Astra made other things, including these little pocket pistols. Now, this one has an interesting tale. This came from I think a mining engineer or a petroleum negotiator or something. But he was down in the Algerian area, and he went up to Spain on a vacation or something. Oh, let me get this over just a little bit. He was on a vacation or something. Anyway, he stopped in at a gun shop and bought this. Then he took it across the street and got it engraved. And the engravings on this are absolutely beautiful. It has very little markings on it, except the box itself is marked 202. And it's marked Astra. Well, later on, this model, not in 22 short, this is in 22 short, that model was named the 203 and 25 auto, and became very popular with Astra. This gun was not that popular really with the U.S., but they did market it here. At first, Astra had a deal with Colt and marketed this as a Colt. And it has the magazines on this, by the way. It's a weird magazine system, but that magazine is interchangeable with a Colt magazine. And there. Getting the magazine in and out is also a problem because you got to push the magazine catch to get it out and push it again to put it back in. Weird system. Anyway, later on these were marketed as, I think it was called the Firecat. But before all of that, the very first one of these they came out with in the 1950s, 40s or 50s was a 22 short, and it was called the 202. The 200 series, they went up to 204, 205, but 202 I think was the first. And this, if you look online, you'll find lots of stuff on the 203, but very little, if anything, on the 202. I haven't found anything yet. I do have, besides the box it came in, I do have the manual that it came with, and that's kind of, here it's called the Astra Cub pistol. But this thing doesn't look quite the same. Though the Firecat that came out later was a hammerless, and this one does have a hammer, so that's kind of interesting. Anyway, this is my latest find. Yeah, I know it's not a super duper heavy Wonder 9 or any of that. It's something that you'd hardly ever carry, because I mean, who would rely on 22 short these days? I mean, besides the fact that just finding it is hard. I have this habit of when I go into a gun shop, I go over to the ammo case and I look around and look through it and oh, look at that. He's got some old 38 Colt shorts, or he's got 22 shorts, or he's got 32 Smith & Wesson longs. I buy it. Even if I don't have a cartridge or a gun in that cartridge, I buy it. Because eventually, I'll get a gun in that cartridge. And I'll be looking around going, oh, where the heck am I going to get, fill in the blank, ammo? Well, I'll already have the ammo. Anyway, that's what I've been up to lately. How about you? Happy trails.